All right, so we are going to talk about one-step equations. We're going to use addition and subtraction as our operations. So the first problem that we're going to take a look at, number one, is n plus 4.2 equals 9.5. N plus 4 2/10 equals 9 5/10. And also what I'm going to do here is I want to show you exactly how we're going to work on these questions in terms of how we lay them out, how we organize them, because this is just sort of the tip of the iceberg as far as working with variables and equations and systems of equations and so on. So it's really important that you understand the process just as much as anything else. In some of these cases you will be able to do these questions in your head, but I want you to again focus on the process. So we've got plus 4.2, so it's a positive 4.2. And so in order to get rid of those, in order to get rid of the 4.2, in order to get the variable by itself, we need to cancel out or get rid of that 4.2. We got to get that n by itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to isolate the variable, and we create what's called a zero pair. And so you'll notice that those two, the 4.2 and the negative 4.2, these cancel each other out, and they are out. So the next thing is all we have left over is our n. So the n comes down. Then we perform these operations, 9.5 minus 4.2, and you end up with 5.3. Now we want to check our work to make sure that we have the correct answer for n. So we substitute in 5.3, we substitute it in for the n. So 5.3 plus 4.2 is indeed 9.5, and if we take it one step further we can see that. Now one quick thing, moving on to number 2, you'll notice now that there's an empty space here. Leave a line so that we can have space between our work. Number 2 is n minus 3.8 equals 12.5. So up here we started out with a plus. Now we're starting out with minus. So in order to get rid of minus, we put a plus with it. So again, there's our zero pairs. So we're going to get rid of those zero pairs so that those 3.8s, they cancel each other out. So the only thing we have left on that side is the n. It comes down, and we have 12.5, and again it's an addition problem. Up here it was minus, down here it's an addition, and we have 12.5 plus 3.8 equals 16 3/10. And again we substitute. So the question is, does 16.3, which we've now substituted in for n, does 16.3 minus 3 8/10 equal 12.5? And yes, indeed it does. So let's move on to number 2, or number 3, excuse me, page 2. Number 3 says, now we've looked, the variable's on this side. Before it was over here, now it's over here. The same process holds true, because again, all we're trying to do is get the variable by itself. So we have an 8.3, and it's positive. There's no negative here. It's positive. So how do we get rid of it? We put a negative 0.3 with it. So again, those are our zero pairs. They're out. Okay, they're out. The only thing I have left over here is the n. N comes down. N comes down. Only thing that's left on that side is the n. 12.7 minus 8.3 is 4.4. Double check our work. So look, 4.4 goes in for the n up here. See, it just drops in, it substitutes. 4.4 plus 8.3 equals 12.7. Skip your line. Okay, leave your space in there for notes, for just space and organizational purposes. Leave the space there. So now again, the variable's on this side, but now we've got negative 6.2. Up here it was a positive, now it's a negative. Getting rid of a negative requires a positive. So there's your zero pair. Those are out. All you have left is the n. The n comes straight down, stays on this side of the equal sign, this side of the equal sign. 11.9, remember we added to both sides. 11.9 plus 6.2 equals 18 and 1/10. So that's what n equals. So I substitute, there's the n right there, it just continues right down. 18.1 minus 6.2 is indeed 11.9. So those are 4 examples of using addition and subtraction with a one-step equation. I hope that helps.